Alright, hey, HadesOmega here, and welcome to HadesOmega's Sur Light B winter build vlog, alright? So, what I'm going to be talking about is just a bunch of parts that I acquired and what my plans are for the Sur this summer, okay? So I raced this bike a lot in 2021, alright? I was going to say, I probably did like probably a handful of dirt races and a bunch of supermoto races, okay? So so I ran this bike pretty ragged, is what I want to say. All right. The racing season kind of starts in the springtime, and then in the summertime it just kind of goes away for a little while because of the heat, you know. And then in fall it comes back with the force, is what I would say. All right. So there's a couple things I learned about this bike. I can't go faster in the dirt unless I have better suspension. So that's one of the things I learned. And then yeah, the bike just needs a lot of maintenance right now. I ran it pretty ragged. Even though it's an electric bike, it still needs maintenance, okay? And so I'm going to go over some of the stuff I bought and kind of why I bought it. And I will put a subtitle where I got it from. I'll tell you where I got it from, but I'll put a subtitle on the video where I got it from, what it is, and how much it cost me, okay? So it's like early December right now, and Black Friday just kind of passed, so I was able to snag a bunch of parts from like Warp 9 and GYCLERY for like really cheap. Warp 9 had a 20% off Black Friday sale, and GYCLERY had a 15% off Black Friday sale. So HadesOmega bought a bunch of parts to refresh my Light B, okay? And yeah, so I'll be going over the parts, and that just kind of goes over the list of stuff I'm going to install and why I'm installing it. Like, obviously, like, why would I install a new chain? Well, the chain is worn out, that type of thing, okay? So the biggest upgrade, I haven't posted the video yet, but the biggest upgrade is I got a MANITOU Dorado upside down fork, okay? So that goes back to why where I mentioned that I can't go faster in the dirt until I get better suspension, okay? This bike is painful to ride over rough terrain, as well as, all right? It just beats you up really bad, and you don't want to go fast, all right? So I need something to like cushion the blow more, okay? That's what I want to say. HadesOmega got the 21-inch front, and it helps a little bit, all right? HadesOmega was thinking maybe I should have got the 16-inch rear and then just stuck with the 19-inch front. You know. But I was hoping that that 21-inch front would have tamed the front of the bike, all right? And it kind of did a little bit, but not enough to be competitive, is what I'm going to say, okay? So that's why I bought this. All right, I got this from GYCLERY. Okay, this is the MANITOU Dorado Expert, okay? There's 3 versions, the Comp, Expert, and the Pro, all right? So this is the kind of middle of the road one. It is an air fork, all right? I did want to get the Comp, the competition one, but because it was a coil spring, but they sent me this one. I bought. Okay, so I paid for the Comp, all right? But they sent me the Expert, and I actually bought the springs for the Comp already too. So the beauty of having an air fork or air spring is that you can adjust. You have like an infinite amount of adjustment of the spring rate and everything, all right? So I don't have to worry about what spring is in here, all right? But I kind of like the coil spring because once you get the right spring in there, that's it. You don't really have to do anything else, all right? This one you kind of have to still, you know, you have to check the pressure and all that stuff. It's more maintenance. But HadesOmega is going to give this air fork out a try, all right? I've never tried an air fork before, right? Pretty cool stuff, all right? So I got this from GYCLERY for about $1,200 bucks. All right. Yeah, I don't think they had any kind of Black Friday sale for this. And it's really hard to find suspension components right now, guys. This fork was really hard to find, so I think I'm going to just go ahead and install it. Okay? All right. Okay, so that's the biggest modification right there. All right. So I got some new headlights. All right. So this headlight is kind of old and some water got in. I say, hey, maybe it's time to buy a new headlight. Plus, I have to install a new headlight bracket for this because the fork tubes are much bigger on the new fork than they are on the old fork, the RST fork. All right, so that's why I bought new headlights. That's what these are. All right, I'll just take one of them out. Okay, it's pretty much the same headlight that I got on there right now. I just want to say, all right, pretty cool. And I'm pretty happy with that headlight. So I just wanted to buy a new one. I bought like a 2-pack. Apparently they come in a 2-pack, so pretty cool. I believe I got this on Amazon, and it was, I don't know, it was around like 20 bucks. I'll put a subtitle below. Alright, so this is the headlight for the new fork, alright? But we could still use this one. This one still works, so. But I got spares, alright? Okay, so let's go with this. Alright, since we're doing suspension, I bought a brand new, well, pretty much brand new. The dude I bought it from a dude in Milpitas, off of Facebook Marketplace, all right, and he sold it to me for $80. All right, he said he installed like I think, I can't remember. It must have been a Fox shock or a Shimano one or something. No, Rock Shocks. It was either a Rock Shocks or a Fox. But I was like, oh hey, that's cool. But HadesOmega actually kind of likes this shock. All right, I think the Fast Ace shock is good. I've sat on a bike that had a D&M burner shock, and I didn't like it. I thought the dampening wasn't good enough, right? The dampening seems like it's fine on this. At least we'll find out when we install this one. Okay, but dude told me it had like 20 miles on it. I got it for 80 bucks, so that's a pretty good deal. I pretty much got it half off, okay? And it's pretty much brand new, so what a bargain. I see these go for around $100 if you could find a used one, all right? I thought it was a good idea to refresh the one that I got on the bike currently. All right, it's pretty much the same shock that's on this bike. Okay, whether I don't know how you know you're gonna get a D&M shock or a Fast Ace shock. I feel the Fast Ace one is better. All right, so I'm gonna stick with the Fast Ace. All right, and HadesOmega is not super duper heavy, so I don't need really heavy spring either. So I feel that the 450-pound spring is good enough for me. Okay, as long as provided you adjust the preload properly, then yeah, it should be fine. Okay, so there's that. So we're gonna refresh the rear shock. That's one of the things. All right. I did buy a new Sauron. What is this? A Sauron stock rear fender mount. All right. This is the little. This is the plastic cover that goes underneath the seat. I just kind of bought it because mine's all kind of tore up. But we'll see if I'll install it or not. I don't know. Well, I'm going to figure out what we're going to do with all the lighting on the bike. I feel like I don't really need all these lights, especially if I'm using it as a race bike, okay? Oh yeah, speaking of the lighting, I bought these LED lights from Amazon. All right, I don't know what we're going to do with the lights. I may keep the signal lights because sometimes I ride this on the street sometimes. What my plan is to do is to get to put one of these LED strips on the handguard, okay? And then use the handguard as a turn signal mount, all right? Rather than having it right here, okay? I feel that people don't see it. I guess people see it okay, but I feel like it'll be better on the handguards, all right? I got handguards. We can mount some turn signals on there, all right? I wanted to buy the handguards that had them already on there, but I was like, I don't know, man. I feel it would be better if we just added a strip of LEDs to this, okay? So that's what we're gonna do, all right? I may just reuse the ones that are on here, or I might use these ones, okay? So I got these on Amazon to go with the headlights, all right? Thanks to DB Off-Road or American Sauron, all right, or Sauron America, they sent me a new 219 chain, all right? So the problem with the 219 chain kit is that it is worn out already, all right? I've got no more adjustment for the chain, all right, for the chain slag. It's pretty loose and I can't adjust it anymore. So and the sprockets still look okay. So I'm thinking hopefully the chain will be okay. All right, so they sent me, I told them, hey, do you guys have any more front sprockets or chains? And then they said like, no, but you know what, well, we'll send you a new chain. So they sent me a new chain. So thanks Dirty Bike. I will install this, and I'm going to give the 219 chain kit one more chance. And if it stretches really badly again, I think we're just going to go back to the belt. All right, HadesOmega is pretty happy with the belt. As long as you put a good belt in, you'll be fine. All right, so there's that. I got that for free. So this is a REGEN throttle. All right, HadesOmega has a REGEN throttle right here, a little panel dealie, and I've never changed it ever since I bought it, and it's very inexpensive. Turns out Lunicycles was they sell these. Okay, so I bought one from Lunicycle to replace the one that's on there. Okay, I think this one's kind of getting worn out, so. We're just going to replace that. It was pretty inexpensive. I'll put the prices on the subtitle below. And then I've also got a primary drive motor pulley. All right, so I feel that the pulleys on my Sur-On are kind of worn out from breaking belts and stuff all the time. So I bought a new set of pulleys. All right, here is the rear pulley. Okay, put those together. Okay, so yeah, we were speaking of chains earlier. So HadesOmega realized that the drivetrain on the Sur-On is very worn out, especially the dirt bike drivetrain. Okay, so during the last race, the chain came off of my bike, and that caused me to get last place pretty much. So that sucked. And then I thought like, yeah, you know what? I've only done a couple races with this chain, and then I realized no, I haven't. I've actually used this chain for a lot of other stuff. So what happened was I had the 60-tooth Lunicycle sprocket when I first got this bike, and I bought a new chain for it. All right, and then I rode the Rubicon. I did all this crazy stuff with it, and then I bent that sprocket, got bent, and I replaced it with the 54-tooth sprocket. All right, and then but I didn't replace the chain. I realize that now, and what I had done is I shortened the chain because the chain was longer for a 60-tooth. I shortened it so it would fit a 54-tooth. And then I didn't realize, oh, you know what? I probably should have replaced that chain like a while ago, okay? I mean, the chain was still okay when I shortened it, but probably not after the race season. And I looked at it, and it was like all loose and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's probably why that you threw the chain, man. So I bought some new chains, all right? I bought the primary drive brand chains, all right, for the secondary drive. These are my go-to chains. They're inexpensive. I think they're like $15 or $20. I'll put a subtitle below how much they cost. One of them is a 106 link, and one of them is a 110 link. Okay, you can figure out. The 106 is for my Supermoto setup, and the 110 is for the dirt setup. All right, so I'm installing brand new chains on the bike. These guys are so cheap. You should be replacing them regularly, okay? Or you should be inspecting them, all right? One thing HadesOmega does not like about the Sur-On Light B is there's no service manual for this thing, man. A lot of bikes, they come with service manuals, and they tell you how to take it apart and work on it and all that stuff. This one doesn't. And if in the service manual, it'll tell you when your chain is worn out, all right? You're supposed to tighten the chain all the way, and then you count how many links, and then you measure it. And then if it goes past a certain, spec, then the chain is worn out and you need to replace it, right? But I'm pretty sure the chain on this is worn out. It did survive the last race, but we're getting rid of it. Okay, we're replacing it. So there's the chains right there. Okay, pretty inexpensive. I got these from Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Okay. What else we got here? Sprockets, obviously, right? We need you install new chains, you gotta install new sprockets. All right. So these are. Let me take them out of the thing. Okay, well, let's take one of them out. All right, so this is a Warp 9 54-tooth rear sprocket for a Sur-On Light B. Holy moly, it's so light. All right, it's light and it's really sharp. Be careful. All right, so we'll see how long this guy lasts, and we'll see if it makes a difference in performance. All right, it's super light, so I know it looks cool too. It's black. All right, so there's that. I got a 54-tooth, and then in here, the rest of the packaging here is the 48-tooth for the Supermoto setup, right? The reason I use the 54 and 48-tooth setup, all right, I use the 48 on the Supermoto and I use the 54 on the dirt sprocket. When I swap the wheels, I don't have to adjust the wheel size for the NXT display because the ratios are exactly the same, okay? So I guess if you guys didn't know that, a 54 on the on the dirt wheel and a 48 on the supermoto wheel is the same exact ratio, so I don't have to mess around with the speedometer at all. Okay, so that's the reason I run that. Otherwise, HadesOmega would just put the 62 sprocket back on, all right? I feel the 54 2 sprocket with a modified Sauron, it works pretty good, so I'm going to stick with the 54. All right, so we got new sprockets, new chains. Okay, so these are our boost spacer adapters or rotor adapters for the new fork. All right, I'll put a subtitle below where I got them and how much they cost. But you need to run an adapter for the rotor so it'll line up properly with the brakes for the Sauron. Okay, so I bought these extra ones. I think they're, forgot how big they are. I think they're 5mm thick. They got to be 5mm thick, and they come with the bolts and everything too. So I might have to buy another one because I think I'm gonna buy another set of wheels too. Okay. Okay, and I got a new belt. All right, a new belt from GRITSHIFT. So I did order a belt from GRITSHIFT before, but it just came with the belt. It didn't come in any kind of packaging, but now it did. So pretty cool. So there it is. GRITSHIFT sells the Gates POWERGRIP GT4 belt. All right, is the belt HadesOmega highly recommends. I have not run the one from GRITSHIFT yet though. Okay, so we'll see how that turns out. What HadesOmega's plan is to put the chain back on, put the new chain on, and then we'll see how long that lasts. And then if it wears out too fast, I'm just gonna go back to the belt. Okay, I can't be like doing that all the time, right? And then I got these Warp 9 foot pegs. All right, so I got the Warp 9 foot pegs from eBikeZilla because they had the 15% off deal, because Warp 9 didn't have their own freaking foot pegs. Okay, and then I got some foot peg sliders from Warp 9. All right, so HadesOmega is running some kind of Chinese foot pegs that has like a little shoe on it for a peg slider, so you can race your bike at the racetrack. Okay, you got to have foot peg sliders if you're going to take your bike to a racetrack. Okay, guys. For the supermoto. So that's the reason I got these. Well, I heard they're indestructible by Warp 9. All right, so if you ever break them, they will replace them for free. So we'll see. Should be good. All right, and I got this for 15% off eBikeZilla, and I got this 20% off from Warp 9. Okay, these little pucks, they bolt onto the bottom of the foot peg, and then you can and then that's your foot peg slider. Okay, and let your bike slide when it crashes. Okay, and then I bought a Warp 9 suspension triangle linkage. Okay, I figured, hey, I might as well upgrade the one that's on the bike. I haven't had any problems with the one on the bike, other than the bearings needed lubrication really badly. Okay, shouldn't be too hard to install this. It's bling bling. Warp 9 is supposedly lighter and stronger than the one that's on the bike right now. Okay, put a subtitle below how much it costs, where I got it from. All right, and then I've got a rim lock. All right, a 1.6-inch rim lock for the rear wheel. All right, it's a Warp 9 one. It's a titanium one. All right, I've never run a titanium one. It's supposedly much lighter than like an aluminum one, so you don't have to put so much weights. All right, on the wheel. So I'm going to give this guy a whirl. I'm kind of not happy with the rim lock that's in there. It's kind of hard to work with the tube. All right. This looks kind of sharp though. I'd be afraid that this would cut the tube. All right, but we're gonna try it out. Okay. I bought one for my DR650 too. So. Okay, this is a new lock set. All right, a lock and key set. I got this from eBikeZilla for 15% off. It comes with a new key. All right, so all these parts I will be making individual videos. If it's like a new part, I'll be making a video when I install it on the bike. All right. And then yeah, we'll have like the kind of winter build video. All right. So it's got a new ignition switch. All right, and it's got a new lock. All right, for the battery door. Okay, so now HadesOmega only has to use one key. All right, and they give you two keys, and they're special keys. They're different keys than what's on the bike right now. Okay, so it's probably a little more secure. But HadesOmega just wanted to not have to carry two keys around, because I have a separate key for the ignition and a separate key for the battery door. Okay, so this will allow me to only use one. Okay, And the last thing is a new headlight bracket. All right. So, like I mentioned, with the forks, I need to get a new headlight bracket because the tubes on the fork are much larger than the ones on there. So I have to buy a special one. So I will be making a video on how to make a kind of cafe racer style headlight for your bike because HadesOmega has figured it out. All right. So a lot of people have been asking me, hey, what's that headlight setup you have on your bike? And I tell people I don't know. The previous owner installed it, but I figured it out. I figured out the stuff that they use to install. So I will be making a video about that. But this is them right here. Okay. Oh, it's black. Nice. Good. It's good. All right. So basically, it just clamps onto your fork tube. It allows you to put a headlight on the front of your bike. Okay. And then you could, I guess, you could put attach turn signals and stuff to it, and all sorts of stuff. So, okay. So that's what this is for. I got this on Amazon. And I'll put a subtitle below how much I got it for. Also, it came from China, so it took a minute to get it, but actually it didn't take as long as I thought it would take to get it, so not too bad. Okay, so there you go. That's HadesOmega's Suron Lightbee winter build project vlog. All right, so that's the beginning of it, anyways. So I'll be making vlogs while I do, you know. Like just for the small stuff, if I'm gonna replace a chain or whatever, I'm not gonna make a video about doing it. All right, I'm gonna do it and say, hey, this is how it happened. All right, that type of thing. All right. So the major upgrade is this fork. All right. Hopefully, HadesOmega put a lot of money into this fork. All right, and we're hoping this is gonna help us win races. All right. What do I think we could do to make this bike better for the next racing season? BAC 8000, man. if I can get a hold of a BAC 8000, you know, maybe you know, I think the BAC 8000 probably be better for, you know, since it probably won't overheat as much. All right, is what I'm gonna say. And then maybe if I can get some kind of aftermarket shock would be good, and if I can get some better tires for the bike for a Super Moto. Okay, yeah, the Michelin Pilot Streets are okay, but I need like a racing tire, all right? So a buddy of mine that I was racing with, his name is Kevin, he told me, hey, you know what? The Moto 3 tires might fit on your Suron. And I looked at them and I'm like, well, you know what? One of them will fit. One of them was like 100 width, but the other one was like a 115. I was like, oh, that's way too big. I can't fit a 115 on this bike. If I could somehow get a 115 to fit on this bike, then we could put some racing slicks on this bike, all right, and then this bike will rip. Okay, at least I think it will. But I've never raced with slicks before. It should be interesting if I can get a hold of some slicks. I don't know. HadesOmega is trying to figure out what kind of wheel setup we're going to use, but yeah, I mean, I still don't think we're going to be able to keep up with the 150R or the Ovales, man. There's just no way. I don't think so. Unless we can make this bike way faster, okay? Like BAC 8000 power, and then better tires. So you can't just, but you can't just upgrade the power without upgrading the handling, and that's where the tires come in, okay? I do have the tire warmers now, so that'll help at the track, all right? HadesOmega is working on trying to get another set of Supermoto wheels, so I'll have a set of wheels and tires to ride on the street if I want to ride my Suron on the street, and then when it's time to hit the track, I put some different wheels on there, okay, and they'll be like the same size, so it'll switch over perfectly. I don't have to change the chain like I do whenever I swap between the dirt and the street setup, okay. Also, something would be nice is if HadesOmega had two Suron bikes, okay, two Suron Lightbees. I wish I could have one set up for a street and one setup for dirt, you know, so that I don't have to keep on swapping the setups all the time, you know. And then like every time I have to I have to retune the bike because that 12 kilowatts of power, you can't use all that power off-road. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's just way too much power for off-road, all right? Somewhere around 8,000, 10,000 kilowatts is perfect for riding off-road, all right? And racing, you know. Even if you're trying to go fast, it's 12 kilowatts is still overkill for off-road, man, I'm telling you. Unless it's motocross. That's another thing I found out. Yeah, if you're racing in motocross, yeah, you need like power right away. You know, when you twist it, you need it to go right away, and that helps a whole lot, all right, if you have a lot of power. Other than that, if it's like an enduro or something, you're doing some kind of trail riding, some kind of technical riding, then you don't need a lot of power. I'm telling you, man, you should prioritize getting over to obstacles first, you know, rather than like trying to go really fast, you know. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so my buddy here did great last season. All right, we ran him ragged, and so we're gonna try to we're doing the AAR thing, right? We're going over what happened and what we could do to make it better, all right, or what things worked and what things didn't work and what could we do to make it better, type of thing, all right? And so this bike will become stronger and faster for the next season. So I say, okay, so HadesOmega is planning to race this again next year, so should be good. Yeah, I think the tires are still okay on this. I think we're good for tires. That's what I'll say. But like everything else, the drivetrain, the suspension, we're gonna redo all that. All right. HadesOmega's been trying his best to maintain this bike, but it's just, yeah, it's at that point where it's starting to get old and it needs a lot of maintenance. Okay, even if it's an electric bike, it still needs maintenance. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog and the forthcoming vlogs. Well, we'll see how it turns out. All right. It's pretty beat up, but it's still bringing me to every twist per smile. I just want to say, it's bringing in the twist per smile. So another reason I bought the rim lock is because I need to replace one of the spokes on the rear wheel. All right, because one of the spokes are dead. Okay, so I do have the spokes. I bought them from a Cycle a while back. But I forgot to change it when I changed that tire. That was the opportune moment to do it. So we're going to take the tire off again, put it back, and we'll put it back on when we're done, but we're going to change that one dead spoke, okay? And then yeah, and then we'll install the rim lock while we're at it. HadesOmega is going to test this bad boy out. We'll see if he'll like it or not. Okay? I've never used a titanium rim lock before. Pretty cool. Alright.